We're live. Hello, everybody. Oh, somebody have some music in their background.
I'm sorry, I'm at a bar weapon. Someone's phone was ringing.
You can also mute yourself if you have background noise. But hi, everybody. I'm here with Miss Emily Lau and Linda. I don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Oh, it's Takach.
Takach. Okay. We actually are the online hosts for the upcoming Energetic Synthesis of Being class with Dane here, and getting so excited about it. It's in, 10 days or something? Coming up a week from Friday. What day is it?
Totally, yeah.
And we just wanted to come and talk a little bit about the class and invite you all to come and play. And yeah, so Energetic Synthesis of Being, it's one of those classes that I know even Dane, like I just watched a video from him this morning and he was like, I never really know how to describe this class, which I think is like really cool, because I don't either. But it is such this like journey into communion, I would say, like what, just being aware of like who and what we actually are, and what the world actually is and what the universe actually is, not by defining it, but just exploring it, and recognizing that there's so much more at play than we think there is. So what do you ladies have to say about this amazing class?
Yeah. Well, I just remember the first ever ESP class that I went to a couple years ago in Charleston, and like how different it was, because it was the same thing. The invitation was there. I had no idea what it was. And I just remember like a funny way to describe like a moment in time during my first ESP class. Dane surprised us with an ESC, I think on day 2 or 3. And after the class, we were just supposed to have a break and come back, and he did some more facilitation. But I was so spaced that I went out to lunch early. And I think I was the only person who left the venue, and I had no idea what happened. But it wasn't until I listened to the replay of the class, maybe like a year or a year and a half later, that I realized there was more class that happened that day. And it was so funny because it was this like totally non-linear, totally undefinable experience of like a different space of being that I didn't even know was available to me and as me. So that was something I thought was really funny.
That's cool. I love it. You're like, I'm just gonna wander, enjoy. Yeah. What about you, Linda?
Well, I really like what Emily was saying about a definition or no definition, because I think this is the class where it's so easy to get rid of all the definitions you've created about anything in your life, especially about yourself. And what I usually have in mind when it's about ESP, like I'm translating for Access for quite a while, so it's always about I'm very often in that mood. So it's so easy to so-called translate or interpret energies without any limitations when you're in an ESP class. And this is so special when you just realize that there are absolutely no boundaries when you're there, and you're free to believe it's true, if that makes sense. So it's like you don't need to learn anything, you don't need to make any efforts. You're just there, and yeah, that's it.
That is.
I love that space.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it undoes the efforting. Like. Really, like it's like you get to like slip into this space, of like, it's like the movement of consciousness that's occurring always, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, I'm totally part of this. and the more I relax and the more I let go, the more I get to be part of this, and like the beauty and the perfection in a way of consciousness, I'm always in awe for like these being classes, you know, whether it's the Being You, Changing the World, or ESB, or Symphony of Possibilities, Maestro, you know, I'm always in awe from these classes of just like what else is actually possible and what we actually are. It's pretty amazing.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
what you were saying, that you're part of this all. So it's like, it's either you're live in a class or online, and you just realize that people are getting more and more beautiful and more spacey and more everything. And then after a while, you just, oops, I'm part of that too.
Yeah, that was so funny, Heather. You just like, bloop, bloop, bloop. So, that was awesome.
So easy to do this.
It's so funny. My computer gets really hot when it gets very hot when it goes online. And so it actually has its own ice pack. Because if it doesn't, it'll overheat. So I had to get my little computer ice pack. Yeah. So, and you know, one of the things I'm excited about with this particular ESB is that it actually is, it's such an amazing time. You know, because not only do we from the ESB classes get to be so much more and know so much more and perceive and receive so much more, but it's like that, like the world gets greater as a result. And like we just create, it's like this change like across the universe, across the world gets created, whether you're in the class or not. You know, like we open up these spaces that become available for everybody. And boy, is that required right now in the world.
Yeah. And it's been, like both you and Linda said, it's so cool to have it be at this time and then also have it be a live stream class, because then you have these bodies all over the world. Like we have people signed up from, I think every continent except Antarctica. And what would it take to perceive all these, you know, these beings around the world choosing and to be doing that together in this movement of consciousness. It's so awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, wow. I'm like, let's just hang out here and such a yummy space.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Yeah. So I guess that's it. I mean, really, it's so much more about the energy than the words. And there was a beautiful video that was released, I think today, from Dane talking about magic and being magic. And so we can share that as well, with, you know, another invitation from him. And I love it when he just says, you know, like, you know, if this is for you, you know. And it's amazing what can show up when we just choose based on that. The universe is right there to meet us and contribute. So yeah, cool. Well, thanks everybody for being with us, and thank you, Emily and Linda. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the class.
Yeah. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.